All right, guys. As promised, just doing a quick reminder, like a flashback of the distributive property, which is a really fancy way of saying something that's not really that crazy. So if I look over here, the reason we use this in algebra, specifically when doing algebra, is because we don't know the value of this number right here. So let me just try this again and pretend that we do know the value of that, okay? Let's say inside the brackets I had a 2 instead of an x. So it says 4 times 2 plus 3. So that means normally if I use BEDMAS, I would just do 2 plus 3 equals 5. And then I would have 5 in the brackets multiplied by this 4 outside of the brackets. How do I know it's multiplied? Well, there's no sign between this number and this bracket, which means it has to be multiplication. So the answer here, 4 times 5, is 20. Okay? BEDMAS says do what's inside the brackets first, and so on. Now, when you're dealing with an algebraic expression, you have this variable, a letter. It's an unknown. I can't just do my BEDMAS like normal because x plus 3, if I don't know what x is, I can't add those things together. What am I supposed to do about that? Well, here's where the distributive property comes in. What I have to do is I have to take this number on the outside of the bracket and multiply it by both of the numbers that are inside the bracket. Okay, separately though. So the first thing I need to do is do 4 times x. Again, I can't answer that because I don't know what x is. So underneath, I would just simply write 4x or 4 times x. Okay, now what am I going to do with the other numbers? Well, same thing. I take the 4 and I multiply it by this. But what's important to realize here is that this 3 is actually connected to the positive sign that's in there. And normally we would say x plus 3, but that plus 3 means that this 3 is a positive number and we need to treat it as such. So what that means is I now have a positive number 4 times a positive number 3, okay? Which means I'm going to be adding 12, okay? Since 4 times positive 3 is 12, that becomes my new expression. So I have simplified the expression using the distributive property, 4x plus 12. That would be a simplified version of this particular expression. Okay, now looking down here, I'm going to try this one. Okay, this one's a little different. 4 times bracket x minus 3. So it's that negative sign, that negative 3, that's going to change how I do this. Okay, and I'm drawing the box around it just to remind myself that I need to include the negative sign as part of the term to be multiplied. So following the same process, 4 times x is the first step I would follow. So underneath I would say equals 4x. And then I need to multiply 4 times negative 3. 4 times negative 3. Okay, so I know that a negative number times a positive number is going to have a negative answer. So I'm going to have minus 12 as my answer. Okay, that's basically how the distributive property works. You have to pay attention to the signs attached to the numbers, and you have to make sure to multiply the outside number by both of the inside numbers and create a new simplified expression. Okay, that's a quick tutorial on the distributive property. You're going to practice that now on your IXL. If you have any struggles, you know where to find me and I can help out.